Speaker, Conservatives have been saying for weeks that the Liberal government is going after the tools used by hunters and farmers with Bill C-21, but the Liberals called it fear-mongering, misinformation. It's not a hunting rifle ban, they say. But the Liberal MP for Yukon has publicly said that he will vote against Bill C-21. He agrees with Conservatives on this, Mr. Speaker. And I know there are many, many more rural and northern Liberal MPs who agree with us as well. So who's spreading misinformation? Is it the Prime Minister or his rural MPs, Mr. Speaker? Who's lying?
The Honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, the answer is the Conservatives are. And the reason is that we've been consistent all along that we are not targeting law-abiding gun owners. We are not targeting those guns which are commonly used for hunting. Rather, we are targeting those guns which have been used in some of the worst mass shootings in this country's history, including Polytechnique, where yesterday, me, the Prime Minister, a number of other colleagues were able to grieve and stand in solidarity with those victims from Poly. And I think we need to be united behind the cause of doing better in honor of the legacy of those victims, and that's precisely what Bill C-21 would do. It's high time for the Conservatives to reverse their position and support that bill. Thank you.
Member for Coast of Bay Central Notre Dame.
Mr. Speaker, the amendments to Bill C-21 have caused great concern in Newfoundland and Labrador. Many in my province are avid hunters, either for sport or to put food on the table. This past year, 28,000 of the nearly 70,000 law-abiding gun owners hunted moose back home. So I'd like to know if the Liberal MPs from Newfoundland and Labrador will take the same stand as the Liberal MP from the Yukon. Yes or no?
Hear, hear. The Honourable Minister for
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I agree with my colleague and many of us that our government will fully support respectful, law-abiding hunters, those that hunt traditionally, as they do in my province of Newfoundland and Labrador, Indigenous hunters, sports hunters, and target shooters as well, Mr. Speaker. Sadly, yesterday we all stood in this House and recognized the École Polytechnique, a tragedy that happened 33 years ago. We all need to work together to make sure assault-style weapons stay out of our country, and that's what we are going to do, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Prince George, Peace River, Northern Rockies.
Mr. Speaker, when I asked the Liberal firearms expert Murray Smith at committee if hunting rifles would be banned as a result of Bill C-21, he answered, yes. Since then, we have heard from thousands of law-abiding firearms owners and hunters across Canada. They are rightfully angry at this Prime Minister for giving them misinformation about his Liberal plan to ban hunting rifles and shotguns. But my question today, Mr. Speaker, isn't to the Prime Minister. It's to all the rural Liberal MPs across the way. Will they stand up for their law-abiding firearms owners and hunters today, or bow to this out-of-control Prime Minister?
L'honorable ministre des Sports.
Je suis une fière députée d'un comté rural. Mr. Speaker, I'm a proud representative of a beautiful riding with many hunters who enjoy practicing this sport. And this government does not intend to prevent hunters or Indigenous people from practicing this as a sport or a tradition. We will collaborate with all members in this House to ensure that the bill reaches its goal, eliminating handguns, and assault weapons that caused massacres like those at the Mosque of Quebec City and the Polytechnique massacre. The Honourable Member for Beauce. Well, I hope I'll get an answer to my question, Mr. Speaker. But once again, this government showed that it has its priorities all wrong with Bill C-21 and the amendment to it. Hunters and farmers in my riding are very concerned about their capacity to put food on the table and especially protect their cattle from predators and other threats. When will the government stop targeting law-abiding weapons owners and finally do something about weapons traffickers?
Le ministre national.
The Honourable Minister of National Revenue. Mr. Speaker, what I can say is that in hunting season in Gaspésie, there are a lot of people out in the woods. Hunters hunt for moose and deer. They're not out there to wage war on deer and moose. Their goal, my father was a butcher, and the goal is to produce meat. So I hope our colleagues will support this bill. The honourable member for Drummond.
I'd like to invite the honourable members to look to their whips and maybe listen to them. L'honorable député de Drummond.
The honourable member for Drummond. Mr. Speaker, 2023 is the 100th birthday of Jean-Paul Riobel, one of the greatest Quebec artists. With remarkable importance in our history,